could arrive. We lie so vacant in the dark.
Hello and welcome to this Cisco Packet Tracer lab. In this lab, we are told to do the following task. Connectivity between devices must use proper cable, and all connection between devices are Ethernet. Notice that we have already set the cable between our devices, and also notice that the cable between our Cisco switches is a crossover cable. Back in the days, Cisco switches need to be connected via this cable, but nowadays because of MDIX interfaces, we can use a straight-through cable instead. So let's begin and let's see what else we are told to do. Configure hostname with a specific name as shown in the diagram. Configure enable password of equipo01. Configure meshes of the day. Configure IP address as shown in the diagram. Also, configure a console password of equipo01. Then configure telnet lines and use line password of equipo01 on them and test. Configure default gateways on PCs and servers. Configure the web server using the domain www.partial1equipo01.com. Configure the DNS servers and configure the email server and test sending mail between accounts. Mail users will be Lux, Scotty and Zach, and the mail password for all of three will be Cisco1234. So let's get started. With this lab and follow the following task. We need to configure the hostname with the specific name as shown in the diagram. As you can see, the PCs have already set the device name, but we need to configure the hostname for the Cisco devices. So in the second switch, as you can see, this is the first one and this is the second one. We are going to use the following configurations. conft and hostname of sw2_e01. We have to set the enable password of equipo01, the message of the day banner MOTD. We're gonna set this message: warning, do not attempt to connect to this switch without authorization. Legal actions will be taken. Warning, do not attempt to connect to this switch or command. Legal actions will be taken. Command. So enter. Now let's set the IP address as shown in the diagram. So we can see we have the following address: the 172.16.1.2. So that address we're going to configure in the interface VLAN 1. Interface VLAN 1. This will be used for management purposes. IP at 172.16.1.2/24.255.255.255.0. Enter. No shot. So let's see what else we're told to do. Configure the console password. So exit line console 0 password equipo01 login to prompt the proper password request. And line, we are also told to do the telnet lines. Exit line VTY. We are told to do the telnet, but we don't have the specification of which line, so we're going to do all 16 lines. Notice that the 16 lines count from 0 to 15, and line VTY 0 to 15, and password equipo01. Also login to prompt the password, and that's all for this switch. So, and let's see if our configuration get correct. Show run. So hostname switch to E01, enable password equipo01. Let's see the panel of the interface VLAN. Its IP address is 172.16.1.2/255.255.255.0. It looks good. Banner MOTD. Warning, do not attempt to connect to this switch. Legal actions will be taken. That's correct. Line console password equipo01 login. Line VTY 0 to 15. Both passwords are equipo01, so that's correct for this switch. Now let's set the proper IP address for these devices. So we're going to use, let's resize this window a little bit, 172.16 255.16.1.11 submask 255.255.255.0 default gateway. We're gonna set the default gateway of this IP address, so 172.16.1.3, and the DNS server we're gonna use is 172.16.1.4. so let's get this set for now, 172.16.1.4. okay, so the configuration looks right. Let's prove that we can ping. As you can see, I have already made this lab to prove that it doesn't fail, but we're gonna do it once more. 172.16.1.2. That was the first ping will fail because of ARP, but the second and the third one and the fourth one do reply. So let's follow the next configuration. Also, okay, let's go to. We have already set this IP address /24, default gateway, and the DNS server. That's okay. And for the laptop, I think I have already set also the configurations, 172.1.13/24, and the default gateway 172.1.3, 172.16.1.4. It's also correct. So now let's see if I can ping. Okay, 172.1.16.1.2. This is okay. I forgot the ping. 172.16.1.2. Can I ping? Let's wait a little bit. The first failed because of ARP, but the following do succeed. So can I also ping 172.16.1.11? As we can see, I have connectivity between PCs and the switches. So let's follow our next configuration, is this one. So for this one, I'm going to show you some tricks. Let's type enable and come on. It's a little bit tricky. Okay, this is one. So as you can see, I have already made a copy of the second switch configuration. So let's get it from here. Switch 1, enable password, it's equipo01. These configurations are not being taken care. Interface VLAN, we need to change this to 172.16.1.1/24. The message of the day is the same. Line console password is the same. Line telnet password is the same. So let's make a copy of this and just paste it to make the video a little bit quicker. Okay, so let's copy this, copy, and conf t. Okay, paste. So we have made the configuration. Let's see if it was made correct. Show run. So switch 1 is 01, enable password equipo01. Let's see, interface. Sorry, interface VLAN IP address 172.16.1.1/24. The message of the day: warning, do not attempt to connect the switch without authorization. Legal action will be taken. That looks fine. The console password and the telnet password are also fine. So let's prove if I have connectivity to this switch. So can I ping? Can I ping 172.16.1.1? Will it succeed? And let's see and wait. So it's taking a little bit, and we have failed 2 pings, and the third one failed. So I don't have connectivity between the PCs and the first switch. So let's see what we are missing. Let's see. Let's try this command, show IP interface brief. Probably you have seen what I'm missing here, but I will show you anyway. Show IP interface brief. So can you see what is happening with this device? We miss to turn on the VLAN interface. When we do this type of copy configurations, interfaces are not turned on. So config G interface VLAN 1 no shut. So we can see that it's in the up state. Let's prove if I have connectivity now. Can I ping 172.16.1.1? and probably the first one will fail because of ARP, but the following will be okay. As we can see, the ping succeed. Let's prove if I have telnet connectivity. Telnet 172.1.16.1.1. We are prompted with the password. This is of the telnet lines, so password is equipo01. Well, sorry, 01. Okay, I have now access to the switch. Enable, and the enable password is the same, equipo01, and I now have access to that switch. Let's prove if I have also access to the second one. Command prompt. So command telnet to the 172.16.1.2, and I am prompt also with the telnet password. It's also the same, equipo01. The enable password, equipo01. And I have configuration, and I can see that the configuration is correct. So let's do the following configuration with this router. So notice that I have been prompted with an automatic configuration. I will set no to this one, and let's get started. To this one I will not use the copy of the notepad I have in here, because I will show you some interface configuration that need to be done independently. So host name enable first, host name of router 3, okay, I see what I'm missing, conf host name of R3. Now let's see what we are told to do. Enable password of equipo01, banner MOTD, and we're gonna copy. Instead of the switch, we're gonna set router. This router, okay. So let's copy this message. Okay, copy and paste it in here. Paste. Okay, and we're done with this one. So the IP address. This is an interesting one. So conf interface. First of all, we're gonna see what interfaces are being configured and which are not. So show IP interface brief. Okay, do show IP interface brief, and we can see that Giga Ethernet 0/0 and 0/1 are currently down. Cisco routers by default interfaces are turned off. I'm sorry. Instead, Cisco switches, all interfaces are turned up, some are turned on. So let's see, interface Giga 0/0 IP add 172.16.1.3 255.255.255.0, no shot. Also, we are going to add a description LAN to 172.16 okay, .16.1.0. So this interface is taking a little bit to turn on, but it's okay. Also, we need to configure the console password and telnet password. So, and conf team, we're gonna copy these configurations from here. Line console password, okay, from here, and copy. Okay, paste. So let's see if it worked well. Show run. Okay, hostname R3. Enable password equipo01, interface Giga 0/0, the description line to 172.16.1.0, that's okay. IP address of 172.16.1.3/24, and this duplex auto and speed auto is okay. So the banner MOTD warning: do not attempt to connect to this router without authorization. Legal actions will be taken. Line console password is equipo01. And telnet password is equipo01. So let's prove if I have connectivity between switches and the router, and I ping 172.16.1.1. Will it succeed? The first one failed because of ARP, and the following ones have connectivity. So let's see. sorry if you can hear my dots, but can I ping to the 172.16.1.3? Let's see. Yes, I can, and I'm pinging from the switch, as you can see. So let's see if I have connectivity from, okay, exit. Okay, can I telnet to the 172.16.1.3 and prompt with the password? So it's keepo01, enable, and also enable password keepo01. So I have now access to that router. So that's okay for this one. Now let's keep going with our task, and we have to configure the servers, DNS, web server, and mail server with the correct IP address. I'm sorry. So let's get started. Let's set the IP address first. So we can see I have already set 172.16.1.4/24, default gateway of 172.1.3, and the DNS server. I also use the default gateway because this is another configuration for the DNS server. Let's see what else we need to do. Okay, the DNS server. The name is okay. www.partial1.keepo01.com. IP address is 172.16.1.5. Let's see if that's correct. That's correct. And we need to turn off all the services that we don't need. HTTP version 6 is also turned off. TFTP doesn't hurt to be turned on. IEEE off. NTP off. Email also off. Okay, FTP off. And that's okay. Let's see, DNS, it's turned on. Oh, I forgot to save the configuration. So partial1keepo01.com, address 172.16.1.5. add. So we can see we have the domain name added with the correct IP address. So let's prove if I can ping to that IP address. So let's go to the command prompt. Can I ping the 172.16.1.5? And it succeeds. So let's go to this web server. Also, I have already set the IP address configuration 172.16.1.5/24, default gateway of 172.16.1.3, and in this case, I use the DNS server that we configure in here. So let's go to the service pane. HTTP, this needs to be turned on. DHCP, we don't need that. TFTP doesn't hurt. DNS off. IEEE, NTP off. Email off. FTP off. So that's okay. Now let's see if I have connectivity between this server and the default gateway. Can I ping 172.16.1.3? I have connectivity. Let's wait. Can I ping 172.16.1.11? That's one of the PCs, and I have also connectivity. So we are remaining this email server. Also, I have set the proper IP address configurations: 172.16.1.6, 255.255.255.0, and the default gateway 172.16.1.3, and the DNS server 172.16.1.4. That's okay. So let's go to the command prompt. Can I ping 172.16.1.1? That's the switch. That probably won't work because I haven't set the default gateway, but it worked. So can I ping the 172.16.1.1? That also work. Can I ping 172.16.1.12? That's another PC, and it also works. So in this one, we need also to configure the domain name for the email configuration. SMTP service on, and POP3 service is also on. And we have to set the users for the email service. So as we are told, we need to set the following users: Luke, Scotty, and Zach, and the password for the three of them will be Cisco1234. So let's get it done. Luke, without the space. Password is Cisco123 and 4. We add it, and we have now added this user. Let's go with the second one, Scotty, with the password Cisco123 and 4. So add it, and the last one, Zach, password Cisco123 and 4. That's okay. So now we have to set the email configurations in the respective PC and laptop, desktop, email, configure mail. I have already set this configuration. Look at cisco.com, incoming mail server and the outgoing mail server with the IP address 172.16.1.6, and username Luke and password Cisco123 and 4. Sorry. So now that I have set that, let's go to the following. Email, I have also already configured this one, but let's check it out. Scotty at cisco.com, incoming mail server 172.16.1.6, outgoing mail server with the same IP address, and username Scotty, password Cisco1234. That's okay. So let's go to the laptop, desktop, email service. Okay, come on. Configure mail, Zach at cisco.com, and the mail server 172.16.1.6, Zach and Cisco123 and 4. So it's already done. So now let's see if I can write some email. Okay, compose to Scotty at cisco.com, subject welcome. Okay, welcome to this basic device configuration lab. Okay, sorry for my mistakes. Lab. Okay, hello Scotty, I hope you find this tutorial useful. Regards, and Luke. So let's send it. SMTP configuration failure. That's because I probably have Cisco 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, save. Okay, compose. Send it, and it's sent. So now let's see if Scotty received that mail. Email, receive, POP3 authentication failure. I have also need to configure also once more the IP address, the password, I'm sorry, Cisco123 and 4, save, receive, and I have received Luke's mail. So now let's do the same thing for Zach, configure mail. I also have to retype the password Cisco1234, save, compose to Luke at cisco.com, launch time, and let's type hey Luke, and type the following message. What's up, man? This tutorial made me hungry. And Zach. Okay, send it, and let's see if Luke received that email. Okay, receive. I have received the mail from Zach. So the last thing we need to do is prove if we can access to the web server. So let's do that. Can I access via the IP address 172.16.1.5? And of course I can, but we have now access to the web server. So let's try another one with the domain name www.cisco. No, it's not Cisco, I'm sorry. Partial1equipo01.com, and I have also access to the web server. with the IP address and the domain name. And that's the page that should be prompt. So the last thing we need to do in order to finish this lab is to save our configuration. So this is the switch 1, enable equipo 01, right, to save it. So let's go with this one, CLI equipo 01, probably enable equipo 01, and in this one I will use the other command, copy from start. This you should be using for your CCNA certification. Destination file name, startup configuration, that's okay. So let's prove, show, start, and the configuration has been saved. And also we need to do the same thing to the router. So equipo 01, enable equipo 01, right. So that's all for this lab. I hope you like it, and thanks for watching.